Alright lads, in one of my recent videos, I went through why Magneto and Thor are my two favorite Vanguards to carry in solo queue Marvel Rivals, but I realized that I've talked way more about why Thor is good and very little about what makes Magneto the best solo carry Vanguard in this game, and I know I've baited with that a bit, but in terms of protecting your team and taking them to the finish line, it really comes down to Magneto. So I think it's time for us to do the 101 tutorial, go through his kit, and show you exactly why he is the God King of solo queue. And for me, his true value comes from his ability to protect teammates. So he has a hard shield, and though the hard shield goes down into a cooldown, you also have the ability to project a bubble shield onto one of your other teammates, and this bubble shield will actually charge your cooldown projectile. So you notice the rings on the back of Magneto. This actually increases and decreases when you use that projectile, and it has a very nice pushback effect, which is going to help you with dive melee characters like Black Panther, Wolverine, Iron Fists, things of that nature. It's really going to help you protect your healers, and because of your shielding methods, it's going to encourage your healers to be much closer to you. It makes for a better unspoken team synergy than a Thor, whose whole purpose is to get into the front line and box. Your whole purpose is to protect your team, and you do it very well. And by the way, these bubble shields will actually protect you from ultimates. Whether that's an Iron Man ultimate, another Magneto ultimate, any kind of crowd control. It'll even do decent against a Star-Lord ult, though you're not gonna beat that in terms of time. There are some that outlast these shields. So ideally what you're gonna wanna do is bubble a teammate and then protect a third teammate with your hard shield. That way 3 of you can survive these crazy ultimates, because let's be real, that's kind of the thing about hero shooters, is your ultimates determine the course of these fights. The whole thing about fighting in these hero shooters is you're trying to build your trump cards, and at the same time everyone else is building their trump cards. I'll go into the details of that later, because I feel like some people don't understand the nuances of ult fights. Another thing that makes Magneto great to master right now is that this 650 health is not due to a team synergy. This is just his standard health. So if I go to a Thor, you see that he is 625, but this 625 is because he gets 100 extra bonus from his synergy. If I go to Venom, Venom gets 150 extra health from his synergy, putting him at 800. So he will eventually be at the power level of Magneto. But the thing about learning Magneto now is he's very honest. As you get better with this character and climb up in the elo, you're just going to be more effective with him. He works in every situation, every level of play, and even the pros are starting to put a lot more time into him. And I recommend you hop on the train early. I definitely am on the Magneto train. Talking about his ultimate, the great thing about this is it actually absorbs other ultimates. So Magneto's true strength lies in the ability to counter the trump cards. If a Punisher is firing off his ultimate, or an Iron Man is firing his ultimate, when you go into this form, it'll just get absorbed and increase its charge. And when you release it at max charge, it has enough power to kill the supports in the backline, the squishy flankers. He can really manage the team, and he has a lot of responsibility, but that's what makes you a carry. Some people want to play simpler characters, and this character is a little more complex, but the responsibility he has allows you to determine whether you win or lose games. He will pull off some hard plays. We also can't forget his synergy that he draws from Scarlet Witch, and though it's not meta, it's one of my personal favorites, because it gives you a very Thor-like ability to influence the mid-range with your projectiles. If you've watched my Thor video, or you know about Thor, you'll see that this is very similar to his awakened state, though it lasts a lot longer. And it gives you a really great cycle, actually. So you can be here in the front line blocking damage, take some damage. As you're about to die, put up your bubble shield, get heals, and then at that point, you'll be flinging powerful projectiles, switching off to your sword to mow them down. And I'll be real, this character probably carries me harder than Thor. Thor is about shock and awe, same as Venom. but this character is a lot more about technique. And that's why as you learn the nuances of this character, it's just gonna serve you at every level of play. So let's go ahead and get into a match, and I'll show you how to use this kit in the moment, give you some in-the-action tips on how to maximize Magneto's potential. Nice, we're on a convergence map. And I like convergence maps for doing character tutorials, because you get a bit of capture and a bit of convoy. You get to see how Magneto works on both sides of the play. And we have to stop it so we're on defense. This definitely favors us with our hard shields. Now the whole thing we're going to focus on here is decision making, because that's what sets normal Magneto players apart from great Magneto players. Luckily we got DPS that can mostly cover themselves. They both have escape. We focus on protecting the healers. Captain America can even run around all on his own. Little strafe shot. As you can see, the regular fire just doesn't reach that far. We need them to get a little bit closer. They're getting beat up by this Captain America though, so I should really back him up. Oof. Weaving them. There is some tech I'll go into in a future video. I want to keep these more basic, these tips. But there is some melee weaving and some animation cancels. Most characters in this game have that. And it's another skill gap. That's really what's going to take you from Diamond into the higher levels of play. But I'm still working that out myself. Frontline to more. Okay, I've never seen that one. Okay. I was gonna say, when are they gonna get some ult that's gonna help them out here? Because they are not playing the flank smart. But that benefits us. When they play in a straight line in a group, because this attack actually explodes, and it does more damage the further it flies, the way they're playing benefits us so much as a Magneto. They're playing right into our strategy. Ah, he got that Scarlet Witch synergy, which we don't have. When you don't have that, you just have a basic sword. It does do enhanced damage, though. These are the little tips that, you know, little bits of trivia. Both Magneto and Doctor Strange have enhanced melee ability. And they both have hard shields. I think that's by intention. Okay, that was a burn. She didn't even need to use that. And here it comes. Wow, okay. Let's just take that and throw it. I was off my cooldown there because she did not use her Scarlet Witch ult good at all. I expected her to push way harder with that, but they're not using any like flanking at all.
This is real firepower.
Hold up now. This Storm is starting to antagonize. That's a decent counter pick here, at least for this lane. It's played smarter. Our guy switched off to Groot too. Cap switched off to Groot. I think he realized he was losing that frontline battle. It's a little more serious now. This shows the power of Storm. I will be covering Storm in a future video, so definitely look out for that one. It's one of the best characters in the game right now. Just not making enough progress. They're not making enough progress with their ults. That is their real flaw here in their game plan. Your ults are to cut a path through. Decent time shield right there.
This is real firepower.
She's just outside of range. I want to get that storm down. She's the one who's actually making progress. Everyone else is not really doing much here. Groot is actually doing his job very well.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Yep, just until she builds up an ult. Are you kidding? I might have just saved his life there. Oh my god. Are you kidding? Thankfully, we got ult. It's like they pulled it all together right at the end. That's insane. There's no way. That's wild. The Magneto. It was the Magneto who's an ace right now. Making the difference on those plays, but they have very little time to push this forward. That was just good timing. They ult jump. They recognized the power of that storm ult and pushed through. Did exactly what I said they weren't. It's the storm. It's the storm, 100%.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Oh no, she's gonna use it again. Dude, she's just up here building it for free. We're in a hallway though, so if Namor places some smart squid, he can counter this storm. We gotta stop him in this hallway though.
I require some aid.
She's getting shielded too. That's crazy. Nice, let's go, baby. Haha, she didn't expect that. Slam it against the wall, man. Let's go.
Spider nest, watch out!
And we're good for a couple seconds. Just again, gotta watch out for Storm.
Down to 30 seconds.
They shall not escape our wrath now.
A nice deep freeze.
Our enemy has been spotted.
Let's isolate him.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
I was running pretty low on health there.
Real firepower!
Where's my healing? Oh, it's having an Adam Strange, dude. Ah, the Squirrel Girl ult. Let's go. Clutched out at the end with that Squirrel Girl ult. Yeah, that was an awkward one, actually. When I think about the team comp, we had good defensive DPS, but they had limited precision. The healing was a bit limited too. I feel like the Luna Snow was definitely getting squished there. But that was a decent demonstration of Magneto's power on both sides, to be honest.